Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the daily news analysis of 18th of December, guys. Guys, yesterday I've given a question regarding Medical Council of India. I've given two statements and I've asked that which of the following statements are absolutely correct. So the first statement was it is a statutory body, and second statement was it recognizes the medical qualification of the medical colleges. So both the options are in fact absolutely correct, because this question is very easy, guys, and these type of easy questions are also being asked in UPSC, so I thought of giving some sort of easy questions, right? So the correct option is C, that is both 1 and 2. Now let's come to the news of today, guys. UN, that is United Nations, to vote on draft nullifying the Jerusalem move. Guys, if you have followed me since past few weeks, and we have been discussing a news in which United States President Mr. Donald Trump has recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, right? And also have ordered to move the embassy of United States of America from Tel Aviv, which is the present capital of Israel, which is being recognized by the whole world and United Nations. So United States have said that to move their embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, so that they recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, which the Muslim world as well as the United Nations have they have raised voice against this decision. And recently a draft resolution is going to pass in United Nations Security Council, in which this decision will be declared void, as well as in future if any sort of other countries are following the lead what US has followed, so those kind of declarations will also be declared as void, right? And this resolution is said to be backed by most of the members, right? And guys, yeah, this was all about this news, guys. Actually, this is going news, right? These kind of news will again, the related news will come day after tomorrow or tomorrow, so we'll just discuss about it, but it is a continuing news, right? So we have to discuss about it. Okay, next news is about Indian Air Force Mi8 chopper flies into history. Actually, this chopper has been decommissioned, so that's why it is being said that the India's Air Force 45-year-old reliable medium lift Mi8 attack and utility helicopter has symbolically flew for the last time on yesterday. Means yesterday it was flown for the last time. So let's see, in article a bit of specifications about this Mi8 chopper flies was given, so I thought of including it. The very first is Air Force mainstay in combat and relief operations. Means this chopper has been used in many of the combat and relief operations, and this air chopper is also known as war horse of war and disaster. Just remember, because they might ask that which of the following aircraft are also known as war horse of wars and disaster, right? So four options will be given. Might be this kind of they might not ask you in UPSC, but if you're giving some sort of other examinations, so in that exam they might ask, right? And let's see about Mi8 choppers few of history, guys. In 1989, when we had conducted an operation in Siachen Glacier to take away the Siachen Glacier from the then dominating Pakistan, so we have come with Operation Meghdoot, right? So in that Operation Meghdoot also Mi chopper flies were only used, and it were also used, not only, I would say. And in Operation Pavan, which we have carried out in Sri Lanka, in that also this Mi8 chopper has been used. And recently Chennai floods 2015 search and rescue operation has been done using this chopper flight, and it has taken many VIP and VVIP ferries. This is the Russian made fly, guys, which has entered India in 1971. So these are few of the factual things, data. Okay, next news is coming about Uyghur in Xinjiang region live in constant fear. See, guys, Uyghur are the Muslim faction of the people who are living in the northwest region of China, right? And that region is called Xinjiang. Now, this is the internal matter of China. Why we are reading this news, guys? So yeah, I'll tell you why we are reading this news. Just because of the reason that we know that China is geopolitical, we are geopolitically having tussle with China, right? So we must know few of the what we call that weak points of China, so that if at all you are writing your mains answer, you'll at least having some sort of weak point that what China is doing bad. You are knowing that China is very much dominating in South China Sea. That is very bad, right? China is exhausting the resources of Africa. We know these kind of facts, right? But few of the facts is written, I mean, given in this article also, that Uyghur, these are the Muslims faction who are living in northwest corner of Pakistan, and they are being very much ill-treated by the government of China, right? Now in the article it was written that police of China has been putting a blanket, very strong surveillance, which is cutting edge surveillance system over Uyghurs, where Uyghurs go, what they read, how they talk, how they say, right? Now, why China is doing that? China's government tells that Uyghur Muslims are, few of the Muslims are extremist kind of having tendency, who are, creating destabilization in China, right? So that's why they are saying that we are, keeping a very tight surveillance on them. But the real fact is that they are being very much ill treated, right? So this is the weak point of China, which we have known and which you should also remember, guys. All right, so yeah, this was about it. Next news is coming about Enable Makeathon 2.0. Actually, this is a program which has been initiated by International Committee of Red Cross. Now, what is this International Committee of Red Cross? We'll read in the next slide. But this Red Cross with this partner, partner organizations, they have inaugurated this initiative which is called Enable Makeathon, in which the aim is to develop prototypes and affordable solution for challenges which is being faced by the persons with disabilities, especially those people who are living in rural areas. All right. So let's see a bit of it, guys. 16 shortlisted teams will be taken under this program, who will be mentored by experts, so that they can innovate something which directly responds to the need of the persons with disabilities. Now see, there are few sectors where the persons with disabilities are not able to access the things, like access of education is very much problematic for them, access to tourism, access to transport. So these kind of sectors which are actually needed as of today, that if some work is done on these things, so these things might be getting good. All right, so that's why this program is being running, and it is being said that the team that is a 16 out of 16 shortlisted team, the team will be comprised of different sectors of people like engineers, scientists, designers, innovators, persons with disabilities themselves, as well as humanitarian, manufacturer, investors and entrepreneurs, right? And 3 winners will be selected from these out of 16 shortlisted team, and they will be granting they will be given the incubator grant for 1 year, so that in incubator they can develop their own any kind of inventions if they at all want to. Means, see, incubator is also a huge thing. If they are getting, if they are winning the 1 year excuse me, if they are winning the 1 year license of the incubator, 1 year usage of incubator, then they can manufacture many things, they can invent many things in the future, right? So this will indeed say, it is being said through this article that the persons of disabilities, what the problems they face, it will do away with the problems whatever they are facing, right? So this was about Enable Makeathon 2.0. Now let's read about International Committee of Red Cross, guys. So it is basically a humanitarian institution whose headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland, and it has received Nobel Prize 3 times. Now, since any organization winning Nobel Prize, they are very much favorite of UPSC. UPSC asked the question on them, right? So just read it, guys. What is the work of this International Committee on Red Cross, right? They might ask direct question from it. So this slide is very important, right? Now it mandate to protect victims of international and internal armed conflicts, and it conducts and coordinates international relief and works to promote and strengthen humanitarian law and humanitarian principle. And it also works on 7 fundamental principles, and those fundamental principles are humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntarism, unity, and a university, right? Next news is coming about a special leather and footwear sector, guys. Actually, central government has recently decided to come up with a central sector scheme which is called Indian Footwear, Leather and Accessories Development Program. Now under it, guys, there are many sub programs, so we'll specifically deal about all those sub schemes, but let's see a bit about it. It is said that government it is a central sector scheme, and it is approved with the expenditure of rupees 2600 crore over 3 financial year, that is 2017-2018 to 2019-2020. Alright, and it is being said that through this program, it will lead to the development of infrastructure of leather sector, where the infrastructure is lacking as of now. It is being alleged that the government is not doing anything, so government has come with this program so that the infrastructure sector of leather area get improved. I'll also address the environmental concerns, whatever the environmental concerns raises by the usage or by the usage of leather industry. So those will be also be taken in considerations, and it will facilitate the additional investment, employment generation, and increase in production. Now let's read about the sub schemes, guys. So first sub scheme is under this scheme, that is Indian Footwear Leather Accessories and Development Program. So the first sub scheme is human Resource Development Sub-Scheme. It aims mainly to train 4.2 lakh unemployed persons as well as upgrade the skills of 75,000 existing employees and train 150 masters, so that in future these masters could give the training to unemployed persons, right? Next sub-scheme is Integrated Development of Leather Sector Sub-Scheme, in which the aim is to incentivize 1,000 unit of this leather footwear and accessories and component sector during this period of 3 years, right? The next sub-scheme is Establishment of Institutional Facilities for sub-scheme. Now, since there will be establishment of institutional facilities, so it will help the future generation to learn something regarding this footwear, leather and accessories sector, right? So that's why government is telling that they will provide assistance to Footwear Design and Development Institute for the upgradation of existing campus, whichever is being existing in the India, right? Okay, next sub-scheme is Mega Leather Footwear and Accessories Cluster Sub-scheme, which mainly aims to provide the infrastructure support to this accessories sector, leather footwear and accessories sector, of course. Next sub-scheme is Leather Technology Innovation and Environmental Issues Sub-scheme. Now see, it is coming to environmental issues, so you can get to know that it's something related to environment. So basically under this sub-scheme, guys, government has proposed to provide upgradation or installation of common effluent plant in different clusters, leather industrial clusters, because different clusters will be made, right? So it is not possible to set up effluent treatment plants everywhere, right? Because it will, of course, it will put pressure on government exchequer, right? So that's why government is thinking of coming up with a common effluent treatment plant, right, which will reduce the project cost to a huge extent, and also government can save money on that, right? Next sub scheme is Promotion of Indian Brands in Leather Footwear and Accessories Sector Sub scheme, under which the government has proposed to promote 10 very good brands in the international market, so that those brands could get could capture a huge market potential, right? So that's why these are a few of the news, guys. So this was all about the news, guys. And one more information, that geography optional courses are there, guys. So if you at all want to if any of your friends are there, then please, I'll just request you to share this link with them, so that they can at least access this geography classes also, right? So yeah, this was all about it, guys. We'll meet in next class. And one more thing, yeah, I couldn't include the news of PIB. Actually, I guess the PIB site itself is not working either, or my laptop is not working properly, right? So I just have to get the issues, but whenever it will start work, so I'll include the news of PIB also, right? So for now, this much is the news, guys. We'll meet in next class. Bye bye, take care.